Hi there, this is Bruno from Spainguru.es, your portal and community for Spanish immigration. And today we're gonna talk about permanent and long-term residency options in Spain. As many of us have come to understand over the years, bureaucracy in Spain can be both confusing and overwhelming, with lots of unreliable information floating around. This is never more true than with many options available for obtaining long-term or permanent residency. When setting out, it's important to be clear which one you will be receiving. The three long-term residency options. There are currently three different options. Tarjeta de larga duración, Tarjeta de larga duración Unión Europea, this also can be referred as Tarjeta de larga duración CE, Comunidad o Comunitaria Europea, and the third one, Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente. What's the difference? The most important difference among these three options are the legal regulations that these residency permits fall under. Both the long-term card, Tarjeta de larga duración, and the long-term EU card, Tarjeta de larga duración UE, are under the general legal regulations governed by the Organic Law of the 4th of 2000 of January 11 on the rights and freedoms of foreigners in Spain and social integration. Both authorizations or permits grant the holder the right to reside and work in Spain indefinitely under the same conditions that Spaniards do. These are valid for 5 years and have to be renewed after the time is up. The long-term EU residency permit, or Tarjeta de larga duración UE, has certain advantages with respect to the normal long-term residency permit. It is the only one out of the three options listed above that would allow you to obtain residency in another EU country, provided you comply with the requirements for that specific EU country's residency permit. Having the Tarjeta de larga duración UE permit from Spain would allow your residency process in another EU country to be easier than if you were to move to another country within the European Union without it. The Tarjeta de larga duración and the Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente only authorize you to work and reside in Spain. Let's have a closer look at each long-term residency permit. Let's break down these three permits in more detail, as you may not be able to apply for all of them. The Tarjeta de larga duración. This permit allows its holder to reside and work in Spain indefinitely under the same conditions as a Spanish citizen. What are the requirements? Foreigners who have resided in Spain for 5 years on an ongoing basis and who also meet the legally required conditions are entitled for a long-term residency permit. The regulation regarding continued residence allows you to go abroad for a maximum of 6 consecutive months, whether for vacations or for other reasons. But this cannot exceed 1 year overall in your total 5 years of residence. Another possibility to obtain a long-term residence permit is to have a special relationship with Spain. For example, have resided for 5 consecutive years as the holder of the EU Blue Card in the European Union. This is provided that the 2 years immediately prior to the application date you have resided in Spanish territory. You also must not have been absent from the European Union for more than a total of 18 months within the 5 years of residency. Second, be a beneficiary of a retirement pension in Spain. Third, be a beneficiary of a permanent disability pension or similar benefits in Spain. Fourth, were born in Spain and can prove legal and continued residence for at least the last 3 years as an adult. Fifth, being originally Spanish, having lost your nationality. Sixth, have been under the protection of a Spanish government-run institution during the immediate 5 years prior to reaching legal age, then officially recognized as stateless or a refugee by Spain, and last, to have contributed notably to the economic, scientific, or cultural progress of Spain or to the projection of Spain abroad. In these cases, the holder of the Ministry of Employment and Social Security will be responsible for granting the long-term residence permit following a report from the head of the Ministry of Interior. Cancellation. Your long-term residency permit can be cancelled if the authorization or permit has been obtained fraudulently, an expulsion order is issued by the courts against you, you have been absent from the EU territory for 12 consecutive months, you have acquired long-term residence in another EU member state. For more information on how to apply for the Tarjeta de larga duración, check out the link to a Spanish police website. The Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE. This is currently the only long-term residency permit option in Spain that allows you to apply for and or obtain residency in another EU country, as we said before. This can also be referred to as the Tarjeta de Larga Duración CE, as Comunitaria Europea. Check out Megan Gardner's first-hand account obtaining this type of residency in 2021. You will find the link in the blog post and in the description of this video below. There is still some debate among lawyers and law firms as to whether it is better to first apply for this card over the more usual Tarjeta de Larga Duración. While there are extra benefits in having it, there is an increased risk you'll get denied. Some lawyers recommend not applying for the Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE permit after 5 years of legal residence. Many immigrants in Spain apply for the EU long-term card so they can work in another EU country and leave Spain more quickly. So many lawyers recommend requesting the normal Tarjeta de Larga Duración, and once granted, you can request the Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE. The reason for this is because if you request the Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE permit and they deny you, you will not be able to request the Tarjeta de Larga Duración. In short, this will leave you without papers. However, if you already have the Tarjeta de Larga Duración in your possession and then request the Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE, it is a different story. Even if they deny you for whatever reason, you will still be considered legal with the Tarjeta de Larga Duración that you already have. Obviously, each case is different, and if you are in doubt, please seek out legal advice. While some from the Spainguru team have not had this issue in obtaining their Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE, there is still risk involved. Of course, Spainguru has recommended lawyers. You can find the links in this video as well. What are the requirements for this Tarjeta de Larga Duración? Foreigners with temporary residence authorization in Spain and apply for long-term residence for the first time, Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE, also known as CE, must meet the following requirements. So, this is for Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE. Legal continuous residence in Spain for 5 years. However, be aware that your time as student, exchange student, or non-work practices internships is counted at 50% of the total time accrued. Furthermore, you can only leave Spain for a maximum of 6 consecutive months and 10 months in total within the last 5 years. Note the total can be up to 12 months if it were for work reasons. Confirm fixed and regular income that is sufficient to cover the cost of living expenses. If applicable, this should also cover your family without having to resort to the Spanish social security system. Have a public or private health insurance that covers normal basic risks, and if you need a private health insurance, Spainguru recommends a health insurance partner, and you can find the link also in the article. Top tip: if you are regularly transferring money from one jurisdiction to another, Wise is generally much cheaper than going through banks. Some of you may already have the more regular Tarjeta de Larga Duración and would like to switch to the Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE or EC version. You can apply for this at any time while it's currently valid or when it expires. The same are requirements. Apply as for the holders of a temporary residence authorization in Spain. If you have a Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE or EC from another EU country and want to move to Spain, you can choose between applying for a temporary residence permit or requesting a long-term residence authorization. In this case, this will imply waiving the right to your long-term residence in your current EU country. Cancellation. The Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE or EC will be permanent, but if it were lost for some reason, such as being outside the European Union for a year, it can be recovered by an expedited procedure. In Spain, this residence permit is valid for 5 years, after which a new residence card must be issued. Related card titles. Other residence permits types geared towards those coming from other EU countries, alone or with their families, include residencia de larga duración en España del residente de larga duración UE o en otro Estado miembro de la Unión Europea, o residencia de larga duración en España del familiar del residente de larga duración UE en otro Estado miembro de la Unión Europea. You can find more information on applying for Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE or EC via a government page that we link in the article. Now let's talk about the Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente. For the Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente, this type of permit is under the general legal regulations governed by the Royal Decree 240 of 2007 of February 16. You can find the link to the Real Decreto in the article. This outlines regulations regarding entry and exit, free movement, residence and work for EU citizens, as well as their family members who accompany them or meet up with them. The Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente differs from the previous two larga duración permits and has different legal regulations. What are the requirements? You must be or related to a Spaniard, an EU member, or a member of the European Economic Area, EEA. You also need to have a legal residency in Spain for 5 years. Although all three are considered permanent cards, the Tarjeta de Larga Duración and the Tarjeta de Larga Duración UE or EC have to be renewed every 5 years. The Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente is valid for 10 years. Here you can find more information on how to apply for the Tarjeta Comunitaria Permanente, link in the article. Depending on your specific situation, the title of Tarjeta Permanente can mean several different things in the Spanish legal system. If you have any doubts, of course, please make sure to speak with Spainguru recommended legal experts. So please keep in mind that all the information provided in this video and article is based on internet research and should not be considered legal advice. If you need to contact immigration or tax experts, among other services, go to spainguru.es where you'll find a ton of information and links to our recommended partners. Spainguru also has several Facebook groups that you can join today, and you can ask any question referring to immigration to Spain. The most important group that we have is Spainguru and Residency Questions, which has nearly 16,000 members as of October 2022. You can also join for non-lucrative visa. We have a dedicated Facebook group with more than 500 members, or for the future coming Spanish Digital Nomad visa, if you want to stay updated with that law that is coming soon, hopefully in 2023. Also, you can subscribe to our weekly newsletter every Monday morning time, Madrid time. We send a newsletter where we feature the top discussions in our communities and questions and answers and blog posts and so on and so on. And yeah, here is how one of our newsletters would look. You see, you will have all the different links and some interesting news just to be updated on anything related to Spanish immigration. Well, that's all for now, and thanks for watching. And if you like this kind of videos, please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, and please hit the notification bell below so you don't miss any of the videos that we upload to the channel. Thank you very much. This is Bruno from Spainguru.es. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.